Welcome back, my fellow strangers, to another episode of Traversing the Strange World. I'm your host, Isaiah Danbury, and this is another Monday Morning with Peace. All right, let's get into it. Let us speak of the jungle. Not one in books, not one you see on a nature documentary, but the jungle we live in every day. The jungle of people. The jungle of survival, the jungle of motives, the jungle of trust. Because the truth is, a lot of us woke up in this world with no map in our hands, and we've been trying to survive ever since. And some of you, you're just the person who's been bitten before. And now you move through life more carefully because you've learned the jungle has animals in it. And not every animal is safe. Here's something we don't say enough. Life is not always a classroom. Life is not always a gentle place. Sometimes life is a chaotic jungle. And in a jungle, there are predators, prey, scavengers, protectors, creatures that run in packs, and creatures that hide in the tall grass. And what makes the jungle hard isn't the danger. The fact you can't always tell that something is hiding until it's too late. So what do? I think the wise thing to do is we stop judging the animals by the sound that they make, and we judge them by the tracks they leave behind. Because every creature does indeed leave tracks. Every person leaves tracks too. Not tracks in the dirt, tracks in your spirit, tracks in your mind, tracks in your nervous system. A person's character isn't revealed in one conversation. A person's character is revealed in their pattern. So when I say you know them by their tracks, I'm saying pay attention to the marks that they leave in your life. After you talk to them, are you peaceful or are you anxious? After you spend time with them, do you feel built up or do you feel drained? After you set a boundary, do they respect you or do they punish you? Because listen, a person can tell you they love you, but if their tracks are always chaos, fear, confusion, guilt, shrinking, then that animal is not safe. Now let us talk about the jungle and the animals in it a little bit more clearly. Some people are snakes. They don't attack you directly. They poison you slowly. They twist your words. They act innocent. They make you doubt your own memory. And the track of the snake is this. You leave the conversation smaller than when you entered it, confused, second-guessing, apologizing for things maybe you didn't even do. And you think, what the hell happened? Well, you got too close to the snake. Some people are foxes. Clever, smooth, not necessarily evil, but opportunistic. They're your friends when it benefits them. They're warm when they're winning something, but when you're not useful, they disappear. The fox leaves tracks of convenience. You only matter when you serve a purpose. And then some people are monkeys. Not dangerous in an obvious way, but they create noise, trauma, gossip, confusion, constant movement. Their track is distraction. They keep you from hearing your soul. They keep you from building. They keep your nervous system active, and they call it fun. And then there's the shark, cold. They don't connect, they calculate. They see relationships like a meal. They keep score, and their track is that you feel hunted. You feel like you're always being measured, always being tested. And when you fail the test, they bite. Some people are wolves, and wolves can be good, but there's a wolf that is loyal, a wolf that protects its pack, a wolf that stands between you and danger. But there's another wolf too, the shadow wolf. The wolf that uses the pack to intimidate. The wolf that turns people against you. The wolf that makes you feel like if you don't submit, you'll be isolated. And if you've ever been around that kind of wolf, you know their track. You start abandoning yourself just to stay accepted. And then there's lions. A lion doesn't need you afraid. A lion doesn't need you controlled. A lion doesn't need you confused. The lion is stable. The lion is strength without cruelty. The lion, his track is peace. And being around them, you don't feel smaller, you feel taller. And then there are elephants. The elephant is wisdom, patience, and memory. They don't rush you. They don't shame you. They understand that pain changes people, and healing takes time. The elephant leaves tracks of safety. And then there's the panther. Every once in a while, you meet a panther. Quiet, not loud, about love, not performative, not begging to be seen. A panther doesn't announce its loyalty, it proves it. The panther moves with discipline. They don't need to be the center of the jungle. They just need to be real. They don't entertain drama. They don't play with your nervous system. They don't weaponize your softness. And that they claim you as their people. They don't abandon you. They protect what they love. A panther won't leave tracks of confusion. A panther won't leave tracks of fear. Their tracks are stability, safety, strength without cruelty. They make you feel like you can finally unclench because something powerful is near. And it's not there to harm you. Now listen closely, my fellow strangers, because this matters. Some of you've been in jungles long before adulthood. Your first jungle wasn't the world. Your first jungle was your home. And when your first teachers were predators, you grew up thinking predatory behavior is normal. You grew up thinking love comes with fear. You grew up thinking trust is supposed to hurt. So you don't just pick up animals randomly, you pick familiar animals, even if they're dangerous, because the nervous system doesn't chase what's good, it chases what it recognizes. So if you grew up around chaos, peace might feel suspicious. If you grew up around abuse, kindness might feel fake. If you grew up being punished for speaking, a healthy relationship might feel too quiet. And this is why healing is not just emotional. Healing is survival training. So what should we do, my fellow strangers? Here are some thoughts. A wise person becomes a tracker. They read patterns. They stop romanticizing the jungle. And they stop saying, maybe it'll be different this time. When the tracks are the same as the last time, the wise do not argue with the tracks. They say, if your tracks keep leading to harm, then your intentions do not matter. Because in the jungle, the mighty jungle, it doesn't matter if a creature didn't mean to hurt you. If it bites you, you bleed. And some of you have been bleeding for far too long. So let me say this clearly. Boundaries are not cruelty. Boundaries are not hatred. Boundaries are jungle law. Boundaries are survival. Because if you let every animal have access to you, eventually you become prey and you start thinking life is hopeless. When really, you've been letting the wrong animals feed. And now let us reach the end of this message. The part that may sting a little, but the part that sets people free, in my opinion. At the end of the day, how we let other people treat us influences the food chain of the jungle. If you tolerate disrespect, you teach the jungle you are edible. If you're constantly forgive without discernment, you teach predators that your spirit is a buffet. If you keep saying in cages you didn't build, you become part of an ecosystem that consumes you. But if you decide, I will not be prey, if you decide, I will no longer allow animals who harm me to have access to my life, then the whole jungle shifts. Predators will go looking for a more easy meal. And you begin to find your tribe. You begin to find your elephants, your loyal wolves, your lions, your panthers, the safe ones, the real ones. All right, my fellow strangers, I hope you enjoyed this latest installment of Monday Mornings with Peace. By the way, many of the animals I used for example in this episode are based off from Jungian archetypes. Let me know which animals have you had bad encounters with and good encounters. Comment down below. And don't forget to like and subscribe either. All right, my fellow strangers, let's keep traversing this strange world. Let's remember to be inquisitive. Let's remember to be curious. Let's remember to be neighborly to folks, because we all were just kind of thrown into this life thing. And at the end of the day, we're all just strangers in a strange land. Until next time, peace.